This is my last week of training before heading to Thailand for 18 days. I was trying to get stuff done this week. Big ispe here and big snatch, front squat, a set of dips. I also had a session that lasted 6 hours, which you'll see at the end of the video. And that is a 9.6 ispe right there, plus 2 inches. I was 20 pounds lighter when I hit 9.4, so that is encouraging. A lot of topics to talk about. I'm jumping off my right foot here. This kind of gives you an idea of where my genetic floor is at because they're pretty atrocious. The reason I'm doing these is because I was thinking, if I'm jumping twice a week off my left foot, over time, that is going to be a huge difference in the preparedness of my left foot compared to my right foot. And I feel like on stuff like sprinting, that could cause issues. Usually I'm not huge on fixing imbalances, quote unquote. I believe the body is naturally imbalanced, but that is a huge long-term difference if you consider the amount of contacts. And especially for Achilles health as well, I feel like that could be important. So I'm just gonna get like 10 jumps off the right foot in these sessions now. That also makes me think of another topic. Right here is the big dip, by the way, 135 for a set of 8. So the topic was these videos I've been seeing where people will post a video of them dunking with the phrase, "It's all genetics," as in these are the comments they're getting, and these are what the haters are saying. And then the next video is the genetics, quote unquote, and it's them training. But the training is like a 315 deadlift and a Bosu ball exercise and some other silly exercise. And it's after they had a 40-inch vertical or something. So it's like retroactively trying to claim that you worked hard. And I'm sure these people have had to show up and do dunk sessions and do some hard work in their sport to get to where they're at. But there is such a huge difference between doing that and doing periodized training, obsessing over little details, locking in your body composition. It's different. This is a standing left hand on 9.8. The cut is definitely helping out with standing dunks. I'm doing my 4-step self-bounce behind the back warm-up. Favorite warm-up to get ready for 2-foot jumping. And I have some under both training here. 5 for 8 on 8.8 isn't bad. Definitely need to get that popping though. You can see with the technique here, I have some momentum going, and then right about there, I'm just falling before doing the dunk. So there's some stuff to work on there. Technically, if 9.2, 5 for 5 equals 9.6, then I need to do a lot better on my under both and ispe, 360 ispe that I'm about to show. I was turned up here. At least I was upset, and I had some intensity and some passion that I was missing because I wanted to perform on this under both. Oh yeah, I'm upset. The 360 ispes went well. I should also mention, you'll notice that the week started on Tuesday. That's because on Monday it was raining. So I had to push things together a little bit, and that means I'm gonna be fatigued on Thursday, which is coming up. 8x20 XLs were good. I loaded 235 for my overhead squat in flats, which is a PR match. I hit this session at 8 a.m. because I knew the Thursday morning session was gonna be early, and you don't want to go from an 8 p.m. session to an 8 a.m. session. Just a couple of light snatches. I knew I was going to max snatch the next day, and I did that because it was going to be my last session before going to Thailand, and I hadn't taken caffeine in months, so I was like, I'm going to do it for something. I got off to a pretty good start with 100 keys, and then 110, which is 242 here, then 120 actually. First attempt, smoked that, and I got into an absolute battle with 275. I was looking for some motivation on this day, and the narrative I got going in my head was that if I didn't make this snatch, that my dreams were gonna fall through, Lynx was gonna fail. It's not actually that directly connected to it, but anyways, this is what I was telling myself in my head. And I got my friends pulling me up. Every time I'm in one of these situations, I just gotta ask myself, like this is your life right now. Is this what you want to have happen? It's because it's really up to you. I got a speech from Leon Edwards, coach, in here as well.
Listen, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Well, come on then. What's wrong with you? You're too now. You gotta pull the out of the fire. Stay sure. Come on, Leon, man. You got it, man. Come on. You got.
170 for a double afterwards. Super fried at this point, but I wanted to get the front squatting in. Let's talk about my snatch programming leading up to this. So 2 months out, I had narrow grip snatch, high hang snatch, a snatch single, and overhead squatting. And those are all good exercises. I put in the narrow grip snatch and the high hang snatch because those help with the transition under the bar. And they're good exercises. It's an okay program, which addresses my needs because those are things I need to work on. But if you really look at that in isolation, if you just look at that as a snatch program, is that a good snatch program? Okay, probably not the best snatch program. And obviously I have a lot of other things going on, but it's important to remember that just because exercises address your needs doesn't mean it's just a straight up good program. Like at the end of the day, on paper, does it look like a good program? That's a question there. Okay, just finishing up at the gym here. I did hit a close grip Larson bench PR there at some point. I do my bodybuilding stuff, lat pull down. We got a cable exercise. I went and picked up some grass finished beef after the session. Grass finished beef is amazing. I actually got 7 of those packets and some stuff for the vacation. This is meal prep, so I still had some meals to eat. I wasn't leaving that soon. Okay, Saturday, 310 for a triple. This was potentially going to be a warm-up triple. I was thinking maybe I could go to 325. First rep of 325, I just did it for single. I don't think it was there. I am fighting against the cut to improve my bench here. But I went and took 335, which is a PR single, and it moved a lot better than 330, which was my previous PR. So I figured I would just go take that win there. My bench has a long way to go. This might be my bench dysmorphia talking, but low-key, because of powerlifting inflation, anything under a 200 kilo bench in any weight class is a poverty bench. I gotta get my bench up, and that's just my perception. I tweaked my rhomboid on these push presses. I do not condone pushing through injuries, but for something like an upper back tweak, it is feasible. It hurt though. My upper back was spasming. I went to the track. We had some pretty competitive 50s out of the blocks. It was fun. And I was gonna dunk after this, but my braces broke, so I had to drive super far away, and then I was completely cooled down by the time I got home. So I decided to cut that. Also, very important, Lynx athlete Jason has increased his squat 100 pounds since joining the program. That's pretty cool. Look at that. What's going on with Sunday? I hit a 9.7 reverse, which is a PR. And with this warm-up that I do, the self-bounce behind the back 4-step, I've only really done it to go through the motions. And this is my first time measuring a rim height and really pushing the rim height on this movement, which is great. I was feeling myself at this point because I knew my upper back was messed at this point, but I was just like, nah, I'm a dog. I don't think it knows me. I don't think it was on the same page as all of my other muscles on that day. And that is a 9.6 360 tomahawk. I was having fun. This is a preview of long penultimate Liam. Doesn't that look great with the long penultimate? I think it looks so much better than the short one. I tried one attempt on 9.9, but I feel like I could have pushed that. My back was so cooked at this point though. I know repeating that. I've been hobbling around all day today. So these are the right foot jumps that you saw there I was talking about earlier in the video. I did front squat in this day, felt fine, 330 for the 2x5, and then this would be 3 reds if I was in a powerlifting gym, and I wanted to do that for a set of 10. It felt cool to do 3 reds. One day, 4 reds for a set of 10, raw powerlifting style. This is my low bar squat, right? Okay, so this is the 6-hour training day that I mentioned in the title. And it took so long because I did that gym stuff. Then I went to the track. So I started the jump session at 1:20 and I got to the track by 5, was at the track till 6, and then I had to drive home, right? And then finish up the upper. What do we have going on here? Yeah, decent positions for a tempo. Decent positions. I look kind of heavy. I was tripping out at this point in the workout. I was looking up at these headlights and I was like, or the floodlights, and I was like, man, like those are interesting, you know? Anyways, I went home and finished up the upper, and I didn't want to rush through it, which is why I did it afterwards. Finished up at 7:20, which is insane. Last word for this video is going to be Thailand.